Hello and welcome back to the TheDammSlap podcast. I'm your host as always, joined by my co-host Yui, co-producer as well, just to let you guys know. We're also joined by two amazing guests, if I may say so. I've only gotten to know you guys a little bit, but from what I can tell, you guys are very interesting. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Karin. I'm 20 and that's my second year in TSH and that's how I met these guys. And we're doing the same course, but I'm just a year older.
You can live in TSH for 2 years consecutive?
No, well, they changed the rules because last year you could have you had to have like 1 year of being checked out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're like, 2 months. So.
Yeah, I live at TSH Amsterdam Central.
So I just didn't want to I couldn't find a place and I didn't want to share like a flat with someone. So I was like, might as well just move back in.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ellena. I'm 22. I was going to say 21 because I always forget that 1 month ago I turned 22. So I'm
Happy
still
late
21.
birthday.
Wait, you're 20?
Yeah, I'm 22, but I keep on telling people I'm 21. I'm 22. I'm Bulgarian and I don't live in TSH, but I kind of do.
Oh, like you spend a lot of time?
Here. Yeah, my boyfriend lives here, so I'm here all the time because all the roads lead to TSH.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought that was Rome. I mean,
Yeah,
okay, but
same,
yeah. But I understand that both of you have a really interesting traveling experience, history, like your catalog of places. I mean, you're gonna whip up the Instagram eventually, but I've seen a lot of different photos in different settings. So I want to know, what's the coolest place? Like, if you had to just spawn in that place and just be there for a bit, which one would it be? It's a hard question.
For a week.
For a week? A week seems a bit
For a
short.
week. Just teleport there, stay there, have fun. You know?
It's a hard
From
question.
the places we've been to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the place you've been
What
to.
do you
Yeah.
have to?
And you gotta choose.
No,
I
one.
can't give you another. Yeah.
The place
it's an
you've been
ultimatum.
to.
You
The
gotta
place
be-
you've been to.
Want to go first?
Yeah, Vietnam.
Vietnam?
Yeah.
This guy,
Are you
man.
Vietnamese?
He's Vietnamese,
Yeah.
man.
Really?
That's a
Wait,
dub.
Wait,
That's a
I
dub.
know you're Asian, but I didn't know you're from Vietnam.
He's
Yeah.
also from Vietnam, by the way.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Such a nice country. I had so much fun
The
there.
food is
like
amazing.
It's
I
wild.
love that.
I'll go back and actually spend a month there. seriously.
Dope. That's dope. Any specific place or just Vietnam as a whole? Just like.
Just Vietnam as a whole.
That's
the
pretty dope.
nature. Also the city, I really liked it. It's the nature because when I went there it was February, so it was during Corona.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But it's so intense, right?
Yeah, it was the start of Corona. Like everybody was with masks, but these places in the nature they were deserted. There was no one because they closed the borders with China already, so it was empty. But then the cities, Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, were packed with people. It was so dynamic, so crazy, and like million things happening on the streets, and you're just like, well, what's going on? It's insane.
intense. It's intense.
So in general, both the nature and the cities are really, really impressive, I think.
Yeah, to be honest, I love that about countries that can have this kind of range. It goes from like, city, everyone's business suited, everyone's going, rushing, checking the watches and stuff, and then you realize, oh wait, like 20K that way.
Yeah.
And you're literally in the middle of a jungle. You have
Yeah.
monkeys looking at you like, who's this guy? that's I love that. And what would it's a hard decision. I
It's
can
a
see you
hard
were torn,
decision,
but.
I think I would go for Bali.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, only because of like the surfing culture and the food as well.
Have you been to the south of France?
No.
Surfing there? I've heard every surfer goes there, and then also Bali.
But the thing is, like, is it warm? I mean, but it's not
In
as
summer.
warm.
In summer.
Yeah, in
I'm
summer,
gonna
that's the
defend it.
thing.
Yeah, I mean Portugal also has really good coasts, from what I understand.
Greece
Yeah.
as well,
Mhm.
like southern Greece.
I mean, I saw you guys were in Greece a lot. Actually, well, more you than her that I know of, or at least. But what about Greece?
I love Greece. Like I go there all the time because it's a neighboring country.
Yeah, exactly.
for
So
us
do you
it's-
drive there, or do you take
Yeah,
a?
you drive.
Perfect.
Like,
Okay,
to northern
okay.
Greece, it like takes you, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours from my city to go to Thessaloniki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The city,
I
yeah.
find that so
Yeah,
so
yeah,
dope.
and then the islands, Halkidiki and other islands are really, really nearby.
Mhm.
Also, if you want to go further, it's like 12-hour drive. But if you go to one island, then you sleep there, spend some time, then you go to the other place. It's really nearby. So for me, it's like second nature.
Yeah, it's like
to
a
go to
second
Greece.
home
Yeah,
almost.
it is.
You're lucky because
Yeah,
if you drive 3 hours from Estonia, you end up in Latvia, and that's pretty sad.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, never mind, go back. No,
Yeah, like we literally go there just like on
No.
the border to get alcohol because it's
No.
like cheaper.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know, like, what's the relationship in your mind of, like, your neighboring countries? Because for me, Italy, like, we have France, we have Switzerland, and we have, it's like a buffer zone. So, like, the people that live closer speak both languages, and those are the people that accept everybody. We just like, French border. It's like that. But what is it for, like, Eastern European countries or, like, center to Eastern European countries? Like, what's the relationship? Because they were, like, merged until now.
Yeah, well, depends. Like with Turkey, we were meant to hate each other because it was like back in history, it was slavery and like a lot of bad things happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally love all the Greek, the Turkish people, the Serbians. I love Serbians. They're party animals. They're so fun. Food is amazing. They're wild. Their dialect is so funny. Like it's not a dialect, it's a language, but we do understand each other.
Yeah, to
I
be
don't
honest,
know.
yeah, that's true. Croatians and Serbians, I've seen
Yeah.
them speak,
Yeah,
and that was wild. I was looking at them, I was like, are they speaking the same language? Like, I wouldn't know.
They're really similar, like Balkan languages, apart from Romanian. It's more like Italian,
Yeah, I see,
but it's
yeah.
not at the same time. It's such a really weird language.
That is really strange.
Yeah.
Well, what about your opinion?
Well,
What do
the
you think?
thing is, I would say like Estonians get really like along with Finnish people because it's literally takes like 2 hours to get to Finland, and yeah, like we kind of have a similar language group. Like we can slightly understand them, they can slightly understand us, but like not 100%. But with Russia, for example, like for people who speak Russian, like if you go to Russia, you will feel like you're home. Like at this point, but Latvia, well. Latvia is just like if you want to have cheap alcohol, you go there. And Latvia, I feel like Latvians like Estonians to the point where we don't get like crazy in the bars. Like, but if we're like chill, they're like also chill. But they love us as well because like we are like helping their economy by going to border and buying like cheap alcohol.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's why I feel like we're chilling. But Lithuania, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like meh.
I mean, it's weird because, I always grew up in a European setting. So for me for example, when you and I talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about, for example, like the opinion that people have of Asia,
Yeah.
right? And how some people go like, oh, the target audience is China. That means Asia is the target audience. And I'm like, actually, but
No.
then I want to know how you see it, How do you see it? Like when people call you Chinese,
Yeah.
does that even does
I
it make any
mean-
sense, or do you just think people are stupid and just move on?
I don't know. Like, I mean, if you trace back, we are Chinese in a sense.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
you're
so,
gonna
like,
dig up some
you
history
know?
and be like, actually, we're all
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
Africa.
If you really
That's
say
true.
it, we're like a tribe, separate from China, but it's also a mix from the Khmer, empire from Thailand and shit, so those people were kind of like mixed up with the Chinese. And
That's
then,
true, but I gotta say, she didn't say her favorite place was China. She said her favorite place
Yeah,
was
yeah,
Vietnam.
yeah.
So that means something. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
it's
it's
weird for Europeans to talk
It's
about
small,
other
but
countries.
there's a lot of stuff in there,
Yeah, for sure.
the diversity. So
I mean, wait. So, let me think.
and it was like influenced by the Chinese, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
the
yeah.
French, and then the Americans.
Do you like the French?
I mean, they built
love that.
they built some cool stuff, in the central, with the church and some old high schools and stuff. But
Nice.
I don't know.
I mean, since we're talking about every other country, we might as well talk about the hosting nation, which is the Netherlands. What's your guys' opinion, or your gal's opinion?
Your gals.
I mean, I am having such a great time in the Netherlands. Well, this year not as much as
Yeah,
last
because
year.
of the COVID
I think-
regulations and
I
everything.
think
Yeah.
it's the same for everybody. It's not like some unique thing. I'm feeling shit. Everybody is.
Yeah, everybody has it rough.
I personally wouldn't live here. It's not the perfect, ideal scenery for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think it's a great place to study, like meet people. People are super friendly, international.
That's true.
Also
The
good
international
education. Like, there is
mindset.
stuff to do. There is a lot of.
A lot of stuff. But if
Yeah.
you have the money, there's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
That's my
true.
opinion of.
That's true.
But I wouldn't spend my life here.
Where are you studying though? Like you're
Erasmus.
IPCOM? Oh no, like
Erasmus,
you're.
I'm doing IBAX, Arts and Cultures.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, same school.
And what's your opinion then about Dutch, the
Like-
Dutch culture and then Dutch people? Because that's different.
Well, I mean, it's kind of similar, like in the sense, like Dutch culture is kind of similar to Estonian one. So I kind of Like I
Really? I never heard that one
I
before.
mean,
I'm all ears.
well, I don't want to make like 100%.
Oh, no,
statement,
it's your opinion, you know,
but
you're
the thing
entitled
is
to
like,
whatever.
well, Dutch people are. I don't want to be like mean, but they can be rude, and that's a trait that Estonian people have as well. Like they can be very rude.
Very straightforward.
Yeah, like
Yep.
that's the thing, and I don't feel a difference. For example, if we take Rotterdam, like just as a city in general, like I don't feel that I'm like far away from home because there are so many things that remind me of like Rotterdam. But at the same time, if you Rotterdam, Estonia.
Yeah.
But if you like at the same time when you look at the city and stuff like this, it kind of reminds me of New York. So like that was one of the reasons why like I came here because it's pretty much like combined two things. Like I kind of feel like home, but at the same time because I used to live in New York, it kind of like feels like.
I mean, that's what I was gonna get to. I mean, you know, you guys lived in really interesting places, but places that people have expectations of. You know, it's like you live in Paris, you're like, oh, I expected baguettes and bikes and people going and like striped shirts. And in Rome is the same, but you guys lived in cities that are quite interesting. That, for example, New York, I lived there not in New York. I lived in Washington, D.C. for like a year, but I passed by New York a couple of times. I genuinely found it a crazy good city. But you lived there.
Yeah.
That's where my questioning comes. It's like, what were the coolest things to you? Not to like the average person. It's like, oh yeah, you call a cab in a second, you know. That's true. I saw it for myself. You can snap your finger and a cab comes inside the bar and picks you up. Like
That's no, but like it is true, but like not if you go out and then like you're in the middle of nowhere and you try to get a cab. They're like, no, we're not stopping. Like
yeah, that's true. They are classists. But like, how was it living there?
I would say like at first it was like obviously it was like fun and stuff because like you know like New York, big city and stuff like
The
this.
Big Apple.
Exactly. But then at some point, like, because I was working there, so I really experienced, like, the working life. So, you know, like, waking up super early, taking the freaking crowded metros every single morning, having a Starbucks coffee, probably, like, well, the black coffee.
Listening to Beyonce, like,
Pretty much, like, and then, like, you're
like,
literally...
oh shit, someone killed me. Oh fuck, I got it wrong. Oh, they're gonna come after me, man.
thing
It was
is,
a fun. It was nice hosting this podcast. I'm sorry, I don't think I'll be here next week. I think I'm gonna get crucified
so
on the
badly.
spot. Like, oh man, that's bad. Beyonce and Alicia Keys. Is that you? Oh,
Big fan, man. Big fan. Big fan.
oh damn.
Couch here, it's fine.
So essentially, you lived the New Yorkers.
Yeah, so
life.
pretty much as a working person. So, like, yeah, you would just go with a poker face. You would pretty much, like, from your face, people would see that you're not having a good day. But, like, that was every day, even if it was a weekend. And, I mean, it was fun. But then at some point, like, me and my friend, who is, like, she's from Ukraine, but she moved there. At some point, we were just, like, sitting outside, like, in the park, and we're like, okay, what are we gonna do? Like, there's literally nothing to do. Like, we don't want to be like basic tourists because that was part of our job. So we would take like students around the city.
Oh, okay. So you didn't want to do that. That's your
so,
job.
Like,
you do it anyway.
I've been to Statue of Liberty 26 times.
Ooh.
So like, obviously you don't want to do the basic touristy stuff. And the only thing that actually kept us like active was like dancing in Broadway Dance Academy and well, photography. So we would just go to random places, take pictures. But yeah, like, it's busy. Like, it's really busy. At some point, like, I would say like I have a love-hate relationship with New York because it's just like sometimes it can be too much, especially like the crowded subways.
Yeah.
And, like,
But I mean, that's kind of the appeal. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, okay, but that kind of... I mean, now with COVID, definitely not. Thinking about all the pictures that I've seen of like crowded, you know, mobs and stuff just chilling, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of... It weirds me out. I don't know. It usually wouldn't, but with all the news that I get thrown, it kind of weirds me out. New York is like that. I had a memory of just being a kid walking through and just seeing everything, and I was like, this is huge. And I bet if I go there, I'm still gonna think that.
like that's the thing, like even if you go like I would run in the mornings, you would go like at like 7 to Times Square, it would be already like packed. Like you would be just like, okay, how the hell is that possible?
That's true, but it's the city that never sleeps.
Exactly,
That's very true. I believe that.
But like I would say like because of New York, I got super anxious. Like, you know,
Oh yeah?
it's just like because it's always crowded. The only place you can have a like peaceful moment is like your room. Like that's the thing, or like your workplace. But there as well, like there would be like chaos. But
What did you do, if I may ask? If you don't want to answer, feel free to, you know.
I was a stripper. No.
Imagine like, yeah,
No.
you know, I don't know how to put this,
Nice.
but...
No, I was a team leader in a language school. So pretty much like, I don't want to say kids, but like teens would come to New York and they would have like language classes in the mornings, and then like in the afternoon I would take like groups of teenagers and take them around.
Bring them around the
Pretty
Big
much
Apple.
like showing them like the Times Square, Statue of Liberty, like Brooklyn, everything. Like, so yeah, it was interesting, but at the same time, like I was the responsible, so I would stay with the students in the same residence. I had the emergency phone, and I would get a lot of calls from like different countries with different time zones. Let's say like at 5 a.m, they would call me and be like, yeah, like there's this and this and this problem, and I was just like, guys, couldn't you just wait at least like 2 more hours?
Yeah, that's kind of harsh working with people from different international time zones. That's the thing. I mean, when you guys talk, I'm talking to the cameraman as well, but when you guys talk to your friends back home in Vietnam, do you have a specific time to talk to them? Because
I mean, it's
my
like
friends in
5-6 hours ahead, so
it's the same in the Philippines then. 6 hours ahead.
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of trouble.
Oh yeah, so it's 7? I thought it was 6, but it's kind of weird, right? Like you're just talking.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was going to sleep and they were literally about to wake up to go to the
True.
flight.
Yeah, sometimes it's
"What?"
like a trouble. But I have friends like all over the world too. So like America, Australia, and shit. So
That's true.
sometimes like you reply and then they're like fucking dead asleep. So
But Ellena, what was your city that was like a mainstream city, but you lived there?
London.
There's no other mainstream city than that one. Okay, go on. How was your experience of London paying a crazy rent and?
It's such a like stereotypical place. Honestly, I loved it, but same as you with New York, I have a love-hate relationship with London. Because everybody's like, oh my God, London. Everybody goes there for shopping if you have money. Like,
That's true.
Even if you don't, because they're
Milan,
cheap.
Paris, and London. The three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say those three
Yeah.
for fashion novas.
But like
Yeah.
Paris and Milan are for rich people. London, you don't have to have money because there's like Primark and like all these shops people.
But I
go
feel
to.
like that's the same thing with New York, like Soho. Like you don't have to have money, you just go.
Yeah,
there,
it's
like,
cheap. Like
it's
food
cheap,
and clothes, they're so cheap.
But rent
Our rent is crazy.
in
It's
the UK,
disgusting.
in
Like, you
London
live in
especially,
You live in a
in a
bitch,
box.
seriously. It's horrible. Like it's mold and it's awful. Seriously, I didn't live in a bad place, but most of my friends live in horrible holes. And
But how would you rate the lifestyle? Like, did you also have to go in a crowded metro, like the
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
I hated like around Christmas was the worst time in my opinion.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody was coming to London for Christmas, especially because it was the not the red lights. Red lights, it's nasty.
I was about to say, like, that's famous here.
Yeah, it was like the Christmas lights everywhere and markets. There are thousands of markets. But I hated that because I had to work and I had to study, so I had to commute. For me, it wasn't a fun holiday and just traveling around.
Did you also put on the working face, the professional
I was
face?
constantly like...
And then people ask like,
Yeah.
oh, why people like in New York and London are so depressed? Well,
That's
Yeah.
why,
And like when I'm here now, I compare it to London. Like when you're in the elevator in London, you have to keep right all the time. Like if you're not keeping right, people would literally just smash you, push you. They don't care. Like they don't care. It's
Oh
your
wow, that
problem.
sounds
Like,
brutal
no,
though.
it's literally unwritten rules. Everybody follows them. Like you stay on the right side of the the escalator.
Yeah.
And like people push and they're so dynamic. They're literally like have this weird vibe of like moving. It's like a game.
Yeah, like that's the thing with New York. Like if you stop, if you're like going like trying to cross the road, if you stop, people go like, why the hell did you stop?
Yeah.
They're gonna just like push you.
Wow, that's. I mean, in
So,
New York, I
like,
can understand that, but thinking that London, some people will elbow you in the elevator, I'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Come back
Escalator,
here!"
right?
Whichever. I'm just chilling, and someone's like, "Move." I'm like, "No."
They don't even apologize. Like it's just part of the culture. You know, you have to move. You cannot stop. Like you want to go from A to B, you have to literally run from A to B. Like crazy. Like you just have to fit in the whole.
I mean, did you work in London or was it like a studying experience?
I went there to study, but I also worked.
Oh, what did you work as? Like a.
I literally, Harrods, the big shopping center in London, like.
Is it like a mall?
Yeah. Across Harrods, there was this tiny shop. And once I was walking with a friend of mine, it was my first year in London, and I said, I really want to have a job in London. Like, I
and
have
you
to
looked
work in
over?
London.
And
No,
you were like,
not
what?
there.
Okay.
Across the street, it was this tiny souvenir shop. And there was a guy just offering, like, these, not bouncers, but like the people who try to like bring you in.
Oh, like those.
Like this type of people.
I have those people in Centrum here. They come up and they're like, "Yo, do you want a job, man?"
These ones.
But they're super shady.
Yeah.
Here, they're super shady. They pull up like, "Yo, do me this favor, man. Sign up for this." And you're like, "Man, you're supposed to sell it to me, not make me feel like I'm donating to charity."
It's like shady as fuck, man.
Yeah, it's really shady.
Unregistered.
We were just chilling, and this guy's like, "Yo, man, like, you want a job?" And it's really shady. I was like, "Okay, he's gonna ask us to deal." Like,
you got the weed.
Yeah. We were already like, "Nah,
usually
man,
what it is.
it's sketchy." But you were saying it's like, so they got to talk to you.
No, I started talking to him because I was like this My second or first month in London, I don't remember. So I really wanted to meet everybody, talk to anybody, just be like.
It's a good
super open
mentality.
to people. And I started talking to this guy, and I'm like, by the way, are you looking for people because I want to work? And he was like, well, no, but what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know, just something part time, anything, whatever, just work in the shop. Because behind this souvenir shop, like it was in the souvenir shop, but backstage kind of thing, they were selling hand creams and like just cosmetics. So it was very expensive, luxurious, but across the street was Harrods. Like nobody would go to a souvenir shop to spend a lot of money. So my job was horrible. I had to literally put cream on people on the streets and then just take it out, like take off the dirt and like try to promote it.
What, did you ever see like some rusty skin?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're crusty, like oh yeah, put it on my back, like that sort of thing, and you're like,
no, you just do it with the hand cream, and I literally did that for a week. I didn't get paid because it was like percentage of sales, so it was like no one is gonna buy from them, like no one is gonna buy. And I just quit after a week.
Were you telling her about it like on the phone? Like I had to put cream on this crusty dude. It was disgusting. Like
we didn't know each other.
Oh, okay. I thought
I wish we knew each other back then.
It was
that's
awful,
amazing,
and I
though.
had to commute for like 1 hour in the crowded metro in the cold London. Like climate is like Rotterdam kind of.
Mm-hmm. So it's really
awful.
busy.
Yeah, it was awful. And
But when did you guys come together, like as friends?
last year.
I think the first time. Can I tell this?
Yeah, what's the story?
I don't know
I love
what's
introduction
the-
stories. I want to tell ours, but I want to tell that on
We've
another
probably seen each other
podcast.
before, but like once we got to know each other like really well was when you were walking like in TSH with a bottle of wine and you're like kind of like tipsy, and then we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and then you like joined us with your Latvian friend.
Yeah, you were just saying bad things about Latvia, so.
Oh shit!
So if she ever watches that,
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
I want her to comment and shame her publicly. Thank you.
No,
I
didn't say
appreciate
anything- I
it.
didn't say anything bad.
No,
it's like Latvia.
not on record. Not on
Yeah.
record. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But yeah, so
Nice.
like that was probably, and I remember I was like,
Yeah.
this girl, she's like so confident, and like, cause I think it wasn't even a weekend, it was like during the week, and I was like,
First
okay,
year.
she's like super confident, she's chill, and then like we started saying hi to each other, and then at some point we were just like, she joined our like friend group, we have like with guys, yeah, and then, but that was my first impression when I saw her with a bottle of wine. I was like, wow, like, she's cool.
You want to know something cool? People think it's cool. I mean, this guy thinks it's cool. He drinks water out of a wine bottle.
What?
Yeah,
I
that's
did
the
that
thing. I
with
was
the
in
wine
lecture.
glass.
No, literally in lecture. I was looking over and I see this guy take out this wine bottle and just drink it. Like he's chugging. I look around. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's literally 11 a.m. And this guy was just chugging wine. And then he's like, no, bro, don't worry. It's water. That was weird.
Recycle.
That was weird.
I did that with a wine glass. Like I constantly drink water out of wine glass. So I'm like, I'm detoxing, but I want to feel like I'm having some white wine. So,
that's wise.
Yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine does that, so I kind of.
Oh, so you picked up the habit from her.
I remember when you came, like, she was like, after like half a year, she's like, yeah, I stopped drinking, I'm detoxing.
I literally.
And then the next day is like, yeah, I bought this bottle, it's too late.
Every
Oh.
week I'm detoxing. Like,
And then the next thing I know, we're both drinking wine in like someone's like shared kitchen. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and we went to Haas as well.
Yeah, it was during Corona last
Yeah.
summer. This summer.
Well, this summer,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think that's the. I mean, are you guys immersed in the makeup culture at all? Like, do you guys look at any of that, or is like I just consume makeup? Because as a guy, I don't think we've putting thought to this stuff. Like, I was talking to this girl who was telling me about like James Charles and all the stuff that he does, right? And that made me think. It made me laugh so hard because I was like, because he whipped up this. Yeah, he whipped up this fact. He was like, actually, if you're, who is this? Please do not. Motherfucker, we're recording. You fucking
Oi.
ignorant swine.
Привет.
We're recording.
We're recording.
Anyway, so essentially my friend was bringing up this thing that the two biggest makeup gurus, right, the makeup icons, are men. Jeffree Star and James Charles, right? How do you guys feel about that? Because as a man, I saw that and I was like, ha. That's my like genuinely was a cool fact, I guess.
I'm
but.
not gonna lie, like James Charles kind of like helped me in a sense of like, cause he's like, well, his skin tone and skin like complexion is similar to mine. I don't know how, but like it just like.
He is like.
Yeah. So like.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
he was like reviewing foundations, like when I was in the phase when I wanted to try something new, I always watch his like reviews because they're like honest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say they're like 100% honest, but like the way he just like shows and explains, I was like, yeah, well, I trust this guy. I don't know why, but I just like in the back of my head, I was like, yeah, I trust him. But like not that I watch them like on a daily basis.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't know. I find that weird because it's like you wouldn't have, for example, in NASCAR, right? Like or like some sports, but like for example in NASCAR or Formula One, right? It's like the top pilots are not women, but that's weird to me, right? Because makeup is like a thing that women have been notoriously put, to pressure with. Because it's like I've literally seen girls that are like 12 wearing makeup on TikTok, like thick makeup, and especially in England, that's fucked. To me, that's fucked up. Like as a parent, you should be like, okay, wait, that's not the image you should be. Be you, and then you can build on the image. Because some girls, for example, they spend hours doing makeup, but they genuinely love that. Just doing it, perfectioning it every day. And to be honest, that amazes me. Because it's like an art form, right? Every day you are your own canvas. I got this this story told a million times. That's why I'm selling it right now. But she was like, this girl that always, she had like a routine. And she was like, makeup is like motivation. Like I wake up and I'm like, I can get myself ready and like create this person. And then tomorrow I can create another one. That to me was amazing. I never thought about makeup like deception of personality. That's nuts.
But I feel like that's sort of true because like you can change so many things with makeup. Like you can change.
You can be
like, another person. Like you can like have if you don't have cheekbones, you can like pretty much create cheekbones with the makeup.
Nose and like you
Yeah.
can draw. Like people now they do crazy stuff and I really admire that.
Like the long eye thing.
Yeah,
like
no, not just the like the basic plain makeup you would use to go out, like you would do to go out. That's amazing as well. But actually, like they make this like Halloween, for example.
Oh
for
yeah,
Halloween,
love that.
they go crazy, and I.
Do you
really
guys have anything in
respect that.
mind? Like for Halloween, have
Yeah,
you guys
Halloween.
thought about
We
it?
want to do a
I
podcast.
I mean, don't
Yeah.
if you want to have a surprise, don't put it on camera. But like, if you
You
have
should have
any.
seen me last year. Like I made this like a drama queen
Yeah,
outfit.
she was.
Like
I
Super
posted
cool.
on my Instagram as well. Like it was pretty much like I was wearing like nothing special, but I had this thing. You know how they put on like Miss Beauty? They put these things like
like the banner that
Yeah,
says
it-
Miss.
yeah. Mine said drama queen. Then I had a crown, and then I made this makeup with like tears, but like the blood looked actually real.
Ooh.
So
So
I think
it-
that's your personality. It's not a Halloween.
Can I leave
Think
right now?
were you on Halloween. It's just an excuse.
I just revealed my true self
Yeah.
on Halloween. But
That's
yeah.
pretty neat.
Wait, I feel like with makeup, I just love it when it comes to like why I love parties is that you can actually create something cool on your face. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
go with a crazy makeup on a daily basis to like Albert Heijn, like stuff like this.
I do that sometimes. Like I
Oh,
get
yeah, true.
bored
Yeah.
and I decide, okay, I'm gonna go with gray lipstick today on a Sunday at 8 p.m. because I'm bored. Like that's it. But
Okay.
I don't know. I used to be really into makeup a few years ago. Like when I started growing up, I was a teenager and I'm like, okay,
same.
I'm gonna do all this stuff because
Mhm.
my mom, she never did makeup. Like she's supernatural. She
Super-
goes like, she doesn't use any makeup, and I really wanted to because I never had that as a child, and
Yeah.
I could see all my friends doing that. So, like as soon as I turned 15 or 16, I started doing makeup. But now I don't because I generally cannot be bothered. And
That's also fair. I mean, I have two cousins that are like 16, 15, around that area. They're starting to use makeup, and like I'm seeing it on Instagram. It like I look at them, I'm like, what the? Wait, hold up! Like bring it down 10 notches. Like what's going on? But then I realize they're like experimenting, and they see it online. Like they do what they see, you know.
Yeah, but
Monkey does, monkey do. That's what it is, you know.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Like monkey does, monkey do.
But I feel like like especially like growing up, like when you went to like middle school, you really want like you didn't know how to use it. So I feel like most of the girls, if you would like take a finger and just like scrub it in the face, you would have like
You would just
3
pull it.
kilos of like foundation underneath your
I've
nails.
seen
like,
that.
that's-
Three.
yeah,
unfortunately.
maybe
That's
there
true,
should be a
man.
balance because like
Yeah.
it's cool to experiment and just try it because it's cool, I guess. But a lot of people are super self-conscious then with themselves.
Don't
so
abuse them.
They don't like their natural selves and they
Mhm.
cover themselves with makeup because they
Mhm.
are like, oh, I'm so ugly without makeup. I'm never gonna go natural, and that's not true. Like
I had
yeah.
yeah.
I think everybody had that.
But does it
at some
affect your
point.
skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
No, but
no.
the thing is,
we
like-
we say shit
Yeah,
like
we
this,
can.
like, oh yeah, of course makeup does, but like,
Yeah.
what the fuck do we know?
Yeah,
we
what the
literally,
fuck?
I put makeup on one time for a performance, dude. Literally, I was like, dude, no, don't touch my eye, and she was like, I know what I'm doing. I was like, don't touch my eye, dude. It was terrifying, terrifying. I've never been so scared. She was like doing this shit with my eyes. I was like, dude, no,
Yeah.
nope, terrifying. Never doing that again.
But that's like, again, like there's this thing like, yeah, if you go without makeup and if you have like skin problems, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, why don't you use makeup? But then when you use makeup, it makes it worse. But at the same time, like you're afraid to like show your true skin, and that's the problem. But it depends on the product as well. It can depend on skin type and stuff like this.
But it's something that it's not nature. Like, it's not natural. That's what I mean. Because we've been through, like, the entire human history. We don't have all of, this cosmetic stuff, right? And then just 100-ish years ago, right?
Probably more, man.
Yeah, 150, like, whatever, right?
Probably in Chinese culture a lot longer.
Yeah,
because they
we
used
start
to-
putting stuff on our face to represent
Yeah.
an image that we think that the society accept, right? But
Or
it's
to
not.
show rank to rank.
Yeah,
right? It's
or-
look,
yeah.
I have this because I deserve it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we do it for others people opinion, but not our opinion. It's like they think that I look nice, not that I feel that I look nice.
But now
Yeah.
now it's reversed.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
it's like
now
I do
it-
makeup because I want to look good for myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you guys wake up and it's like, oh my god, like I want my teacher to look at me and be like, wow. Like no, I just want him to look and be like, okay, she's awake.
I feel like
You know, it's like-
it gives you like confidence.
Yeah.
It's true.
But then like, okay, guys,
But
can I
it's
ask-
fake.
It's not.
It's
I don't
fake
think
confidence.
it's fake. I think
No.
it's
Yeah.
an addition. It's
yeah,
like
you
an
love yourself, but then you can not love yourself more, but just add something, and then you're like, it's fine.
I feel like the people who can like balance out like when you put on makeup and when you remove the makeup, and if you look sort of the same person, that's like the ideal.
okay.
Yeah.
So like it's like they say like the less is more. Well, yeah. So just don't like overdo it. But
That's
like
fair.
for you as guys, like would you prefer like makeup or no makeup on a girl?
I have to be
Oh.
honest. Do you have a firm opinion? Do you have a hot take on this one?
You started.
Okay, I'm gonna say it because I swear you're gonna say something stupid, so I want my segment to make sense. Like, I mean, in my opinion, for example, I always told my girlfriends not to wear makeup because I didn't really like. I appreciated it. For example, it's like if we go to an event, like a it's like with the suit and everything and the dress. Like, of course, I would appreciate it, but it's not needed. That's the one thing that I always put emphasis on, is because I feel like if you like a person for what they look like, that's pretty stupid, because a person can change appearance so quickly. You know, it's like, it's not about the makeup, it's just in general. Like, oh, I love this man because he has huge muscles. It's like, yeah, sure, in 20 years he's gonna be fat and useless. Like, what are you gonna do then? You know, it's like, that's what I mean. Like, it can be like that. It can be. So, like, I always told my partners not to. But, I mean, if they enjoyed it, because, for example, a longtime partner of mine always said she found peace whilst doing makeup. Like, it was like her routine. She would have candles. She would just like put makeup on, and she would have this
pretty
routine
nice.
of
A
peace.
ritual.
And then like a ritual. And then she would come to me and be like, "Do I look pretty?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you look pretty." You know. And she's like super happy about it, and that made me happy. And that's why I was like, okay, makeup can be good, but I would never tell my girlfriend to put on makeup. That's pretty useless. It's like, yo, put on this costume, you look better. It's like,
Yeah.
shut up, you know? It's like, if I wanted a costume, I'd go to Disneyland, man. No joke. Like, yo, you look
Yeah.
good. Come take a photo with me.
Mickey
No, but
Mouse.
it's true. Like it can give you peace in a way. I remember when I was studying for my final exams in college, I would get so tired, so anxious, stressed, and the thing I did was to do makeup. But like I would do these stuff that I would never go out as, like just a lot of makeup, like crazy colors and lipsticks, and just do a lot of things. And
But that's
paint on my
cool,
face.
right? You got to experiment.
Yeah, but I also felt really relaxed. It's like painting for some people, like writing or just singing, whatever. For me,
Yeah.
it was doing my makeup at the time. Like I don't do it anymore. It's not the same, but at the time it was super like a
Nice.
meditation thingy to do.
I mean, you know, I feel like people just choose something that they can ease their mind with, and it can be such a wide range of things. Like, we're talking about makeup as a routine, but I have experiences as, for example, a skateboarder. I can tell you that a lot of people who skate find peace in the moment. I know you BMX, which is like, I saw it with my own eyes yesterday. I saw you on that cool BMX, just chilling, just hanging around, setting the mood. How is it being a woman BMXer? Because I wouldn't know.
Well, yeah.
Oh, shit.
it's kind of like awkward because people like they expect you to do things that you're not capable of.
Or they want to show off.
Yeah, so like it's just I would say like
Yeah.
okay, you feel okay, let's do it that way. So for example, there's so many things that females they could do it, but it's just it takes more time because it's harder for us because our body is just structured like different ways. So even
do
like
that.
a bunny hop, which is just like lifting
Yeah,
your front
like an
leg.
ollie, yeah.
Exactly, like guys will learn it faster and they will like perfect it better and faster than us because it's just for us it's different. Like our body does not have enough strength. Even though if you can do like 100 push-ups, it's still gonna be like hard for you.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. But I'm also gonna say, like for me, for example, in skateboarding, I learned by being, pressured by my friends. Like I had this whole entire thing with all the homies who are dudes, and they were just like, oh, do this trick, do that, do this, do that. And it's like, you look at them skate and you're like, okay, I'll do it. But then I would see, for example, a girl really dedicated to skating, and she's by herself skating, she's in her mood. But she's improving slower than me because I'm literally being surrounded with pros,
Yeah.
Whilst the girl is like, if the pro goes to her, it's like, oh, he wants to hit her up. It's not really, oh, I want to help you skate. With a dude, it's more like, oh, yeah, you're part of the fam, you need to skate better.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
like,
what the problem, in my
that's-
opinion, is.
Well, in BMX, especially when you're a girl and when you're starting, like the first thing you should do is to establish the relationship between guys and yourself. So in my case, I'm just like I make it clear like that like I can be your bro girl, but not anything else. Otherwise,
Nice.
they're just gonna be like hitting on you.
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
ruins everything. So like the street jam in Amsterdam, that was like, well, a month and a half ago. Like it was weird because like when I pulled up, I was the only girl, and obviously like all the dudes they just like looked
Yep.
at me, and then I look at my friend and I was like, it's like I feel a bit uncomfortable because they're staring at me.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
like what I was thinking that they expected me to do something like a
Yeah,
trick.
for sure,
But then
yeah.
my friend was like, no, they're just staring at you because you like first of all you're a girl and
Yep.
you're cute, and I was like, well, yeah, that's not helping,
It's like, when you see like a pretty girl in a car, you're gonna look at the car more. That's like there's a study for this. It's like people will, especially dudes, they'll be like, okay, a girl is in it, so it must be a good car. And then they're like, oh, it's a good car because she's pretty. And that judgment all comes across, no joke. It's like that's why they used to sell cars with like hot naked women on top. Well, not naked,
No,
but
they
like
still
partially
do.
naked. They still do, I bet. Like Porsche probably puts women on his car.
They
Like,
do like these posters, like calendars, My
Oh.
granddad.
oh,
has
that's
those.
true.
Like,
better
it's
than
weird.
my grandpa. My grandpa has a Mussolini calendar. Yeah, I bet it's illegal in Italy. That guy has it every year. I don't know who he gets it from. I bet there's like a black market circle of Mussolini calendars.
Sure, yeah.
Like I bet that shit is a thing, by the way. But like about the.
Can I
mean,
meet him?
my grandpa?
New Year's Eve.
Dude, my grandpa. I don't
We're
think
meeting
he can,
in Rome.
I don't
New
think
Year's
he
Eve.
can even meet people anymore. He's just done meeting people. Like he's just like, oh, you dope. Like I'm his fucking cousin, I'm his niece or whatever. What would you
We
call
should
it?
do a
Grandchild?
podcast about a calendar, man.
Yeah, just be
We
like,
should
yo,
go
so what's
deep
the
in it.
dopest Mussolini photo you got? What's the one that really struck your heart? Like,
You should
mwah,
get one with Stalin.
this is my personal favorite one.
It's like, this is my boy Marx. He's just chilling in my backyard, just look, patting me on the back. Nah, but I mean, the thing is, I do realize what you mean because when a girl, for example, skates, there's a lot of expectations, especially it's not expectations, but it's like, oh, what, they exist, and it's like you want to see it for yourself, so you're like, what, she's alive, she's doing this
Yeah.
shit and she's good. And when a girl is better than you, automatically everyone's like, nope.
And when she's hot, it's
Yeah, when
like
she's hot and it's better
escalated
than
to
you,
another
you're like, nope,
level.
nope, I gotta literally break my legs. Like I'm either gonna die or I land this fucking trick and I do it. And it's weird because as a dude I can confirm that you don't even have to like the girl. Her presence, her aura, like this feeling, just you're like, okay, yeah, I gotta land it. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna do it. And I can see it. It's weird I bet it's weird as fuck for the girl because she's like, I'm just being watched. It's like the trophy. It's like you land the trick, you get the trophy, but nobody established that trophy and nobody even. It's just, I swear it feels like that.
Yeah, like especially in a skate park, every time I go and try to do something, I just like, especially like my friends who are BMXers, they just stop like doing whatever they're doing. They
Just
just
to
look
watch.
at me and I'm like, guys, can
That's
you
pretty
just
dope.
like not do that? And they're
Yeah.
like, no. They're like, oh, ignore us. I'm like,
We
I
just want to
cannot.
make you better.
Yeah, like I mean, that's the thing. And well, thank God I found like a girl. Well, she's Actually, she's the Dutch champion in like women's BMX.
Oh.
Yeah,
In
and
like the Netherlands, so she's
yeah.
like national team.
Yeah, but the thing
Hell
is,
yeah.
like, she speaks Russian, so for us it's like super.
Do you know
easy.
her name? We can help her out.
Yeah, Yana.
Yana, okay.
Yeah, Yana.
I hope the editor can find it. You slave. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
so
Yeah,
like
we call him
her
a slave.
Instagram is Yana Duplex, but yeah, like she's a
Yana,
Dutch
okay.
national. Yeah, but the thing is, like with her, it's kind of like fun because, like, she helps me, but without like putting a pressure. You know,
Yeah.
like when guys try to help me,
It's like, yo, but just do this.
Yeah, they're like, it's so
Yeah.
easy. Why can't you do it? But like she understands because she's also like
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
female. So for her, it's like she's been through a lot. So like she knows the tricks and like the secrets. And yeah, the guys, for example, I went like riding yesterday. We went street riding.
Hell yeah.
And then these dudes were literally just like, oh, it's easy. Just pull up your front wheel. Like, bitch, I can't. Like,
Do a barn spin, bro. That
oh, like,
seems
yeah,
easy.
The classic one is like, oh, do 180. I'm like,
Yeah, do a 180. Yeah, about the 180 with the BMX, I feel like that's fucking sketchy. Can I just say that? Like, you're literally just jumping and falling backwards, and you're like, yep, my bike is gonna save me. Like, I do it with my board, and I'm like, the board is gonna save me. But the bike, like, I feel like the back wheel is just not gonna do it. And every time I jump on it, I'm like, I'm gonna die. You know, like, every
that's pretty
time.
much me.
Every
Every
time.
time I do something, like, I'm just like, okay, should I chicken out or no? And like, I see the thing, like, I see the box that I need to like jump over. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then I just go, and then if I land, I'm like, well,
It's
it was good.
amazing.
If I don't
It
land, I'm
is.
like, okay, well,
It
Yep.
is what it is.
dude, but like, yeah, like last time I chickened out, I ended up with like my whole leg, like from the knee till like my ankle, it was bruised, like the whole leg.
Because a lot of people underestimate the you know, the damage that you can receive from a
And that's why-
biking accident.
Yeah, and that's why younger kids, they're better, obviously, because they don't think.
Yeah.
I'm
And even
20.
if they fall,
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
fine,
Like I'm
most of the
20
time.
and I broke probably every single bone a
Ooh.
person could break. So I feel like when I do something, I'm thinking of the consequence, and that's what like stopping me.
yeah. To be honest, I broke my entire arm, like these two skateboarding. I broke this one snowboarding. Both, I would do them again. That's all I have to say. Like, I'm really proud of that shit because it's like, oh, okay, I failed, but at least I tried.
Yeah.
And that's the dopest part. And I went back the next year with the snowboarding one and I landed the trick. You know how nice it feels? Like,
It feels
you do
so
the trick
good.
and you're like, fuck you, motherfucker, you fucking stupid wrist bullshit. And that's the best feeling in the world, I tell you. What sport did you do?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? It's you. Did you learn any sports?
I mean-
you wanna swap? Like,
I mean, I didn't go hardcore in any sport. I tried like a
I mean,
lot.
you seem like a dude that does sports.
Yeah,
What you mean? You
that
could bench
should
press
do
me,
it.
man.
No,
Switch real quick. I want to hear his sport experience.
But I try like jinjutsu, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ah.
Brazilian jinjutsu. Like I just go
Did
to
you
like
like it?
Rotterdam. There's like a Gracie jinjutsu place. It's like Hoist Gracie. Not Hoist, but like the Gracie family, the Gracie clan.
Okay.
They invented the sport. So they have like a gym
They
here.
invented the sport.
Yeah, and I just like
Even.
went there, man. There's like just huge Dutch guy, man. They're like fucking 20 times
Like
bigger
a
than me.
wardrobe of dudes.
And just like choke me, man, choke me, man. And I was just like choke
you
the
were
fuck
like,
out.
"No, man."
And then when they choke me, they're like, you know,
I think they
5%
could do it with
strength.
just their biceps.
5% strength.
That is kind of weird. I mean, I
Yeah,
have
and
to
then you
say.
have to like use your like because sometimes we would wear gi and shit, so you could use your gi to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
choke somebody, and you know like I didn't have a gi, so they just lend me their fucking new gi, and it's like fucking so big, man. It's like a blanket. I'm wearing a blanket doing like martial arts, so I just
I
like
mean,
cover them like.
But is that like a traditional thing in Vietnam? Like, would you
No,
say
no,
like you just
no,
wake
no.
up one day and you're like, it's time to go to jujitsu? Like,
No, no, no,
It's
no.
Japanese actually.
No, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
it-
There's
it-
probably I don't know. I'm
So
ignorant.
basically, it was like a Brazilian guy. He
Yeah.
went to Japan and he saw judo, which is like wrestling and
Yeah.
like getting people down on the ground.
on the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he was like, yeah, why don't we continue this on the ground? So because like 70, 80, 90% of the fight, when it's ended, it goes to the ground.
Yeah.
Like you
Yep.
beat the guy
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
ground. So if
Even
you
more.
develop it more, you can have an advantage. So he just brought judo back and then developed Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So which is like
Isn't it?
combat underground.
Yeah.
So you can choke people, break their arms and legs.
Yeah,
you know.
that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you're
Isn't it more like the Brazilian is more like without this whole like discipline and like, isn't it more aggressive than the traditional one? Because I feel like they've changed the original.
So basically,
more, like,
you could say if you have to pick the martial arts that could beat any martial arts, you would have to pick Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you would wrestle. So like if a boxing
thought
guy or a
MMA was
kickboxing guy,
gonna-
right?
yeah.
No, MMA is one step further.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, if you have to pick one discipline that could be the ultimate weapon,
Like it could be
right?
harsh on you, but still teach you.
The
mind.
ultimate weapon in the ring or on real life, you have to pick Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh.
So if you're a boxing guy, you come and you're trying to knock me out.
Yeah.
I'll just
And then
dodge
you
or
just-
keep a distance. I'll grab you.
Yeah, just.
I'll
fight
grab
out.
you. I'll grab you and you're done. But that's-
I was boxing.
Self-defense.
Yeah. So basically, that's
Just
like
knocking
martial arts, like.
into that.
But that's like
Oh, yeah?
discipline. But like if you learn Krav Maga, that's
Krav
one step
Maga.
further. That's like you could like use elbow, you could kick people in the dick, you can punch them in the throat, you can poke their eyes, that's Krav Maga.
But that's kind
So
of
that's like for like.
got so
Let me
excited,
poke
you
you
were
in
just
the-
chilling and
Yeah,
then you
and-
choke them
And then he's like, you can
Yeah.
poke their eyes out.
So that's like for girls to learn so they can protect themselves, from being raped.
I mean,
That's
dude, imagine just a dude like, hey, do you need a lighter? And gets poked in the eye.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, man, I just wanted to give a lighter and now I'm blind. Like, goddamn. But wait, I do have, for example, the major question. I got to hear something that excited me as a skater. I got to hear that someone personally. Someone who I personally have been watching for a very long time. Aurelien Giroud, I hope the editor puts him on. He's a nuts. He's crazy. He's nuts. He's the next Nigel Houston, many say, including me. How did you come across this man ever in your life?
Well, it all started in 2015. Estonia was hosting this BMX and skateboarding competition, and then
Like the X Games?
No, it was
Oh.
so a simple session, and the winner will go to X
Oh
Games.
yeah, like Tampa almost. Yeah,
So,
okay.
The first person that I met was actually Vincent Milou.
Milou, I love
Yeah.
Vincent Milou, man. He
So-
seems like such a dope
So
guy.
I met him, and then I met their photographer Teddy, and then at some point, like we were just like starting hanging out in the same group of people every time they would come to Estonia, and then in 2000, I don't want to lie, probably it was 2017.
Yeah.
They
no
had
worries,
they were in Estonia. They had like a house party.
Oh hell
So like we went there, and that was probably the time when I got really like close with like Aurelien and like his manager and Vincent and Teddy, like every like basically the whole French crew.
They're
and
dope.
now when they come to Estonia, like there's also like part of the crew is like the Olsen twins. Maybe you've heard of them. The ones
Olsen's win.
The
I mean, I'm
D-
gonna search it up.
the DJs. They're like really good DJs. So
Hell
now
yeah.
every time they come to Estonia, they like ask me to dance on the stage.
Hell
'cause,
yeah!
Like,
And do you say yeah?
well, yeah. Well,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a dancer, so like, yeah.
That's the thing. But do you enjoy dancing? Like, does it not feel scary to be like, there's an audience right in front of me and they want
No.
to see my body move?
No,
Like to me, I feel like a Lego block, man. Like I feel like.
I feel like no, like you just go there, you
Lego
follow the
block.
music, and you just like get into the vibe. I mean, obviously you could be like drunk or tipsy, but like
Yeah, and you get the moves right sometimes.
exactly. So yeah, but with these guys, it's just like we just started hanging out at the event, and then they would just like invite us. Oh, and once I went to Paris, and they were coming from Lyon, and then we accidentally like bumped into each other
No.
at the airport, and he was like, Karin, what the fuck are you doing here? And I was like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
you doing here?
That's gnarly. I love Aurelien. He's a really
yeah.
gnarly dude.
So yeah, like that's pretty much like we still like sometimes keep in touch. We have like a Snapchat group with me and Robin Bolian. Maybe you know him as well.
I to be honest, right now, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, but like so these two guys, we have like a Snapchat group, and we just like time to time send like weird Snapchats, just like so like in front of these guys, I'm not like afraid to embarrass myself.
Because they're chill.
Yeah, and I've known them for like since like 2000.
That's amazing. You see, that's what I wish all professional, athletes would be like.
yeah, 'cause they don't,
That they don't think too highly of
yeah, exactly.
themselves.
Like even though they have like thousands and thousands of like followers, they don't
Yeah.
look at you as a peasant. Let's put it that way.
Exactly, and that's important. I mean, have you ever seen who's the most famous person you've ever interacted with? Can you? I mean, off the top of my head, it's kind
Nicole
of.
Scherzinger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
met her in a club in London, and I thought it's gonna be, oh my god, Nicole Scherzinger. Because she was dating I don't know, do you know tennis? Something about tennis?
To be honest,
you know Grigor
no.
Dimitrov, the Bulgarian tennis player? He's like,
Oh,
Really,
to be honest,
really
people
good,
say I look
yeah.
like Djokovic. That's it. That's yeah. I look like Djokovic.
Yeah.
Like I could be his socia or something. Yeah, his doppelganger.
His
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
brother.
yeah. I could be his
His
like
lost his talent,
stuntman.
brother.
His stuntman. Yeah. I'd be down. Hit him up. Hit me up, please. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, and she was in a club in London, just with friends, and I saw her and I went to my friend. I was like, oh my god. Because when I was a child, I was super obsessed with Pussycat Dolls. It was like this.
Yeah, I mean,
band,
it's dope that you recognized her. I mean,
yeah. Like now, I'm not a huge fan of her. I'm not like having crush on.
But it's
celebrities
cool that you
anymore.
met her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just went and I was super chilled. I wasn't like, oh my god,
Like a
wow,
fangirl,
you
just
know,
pull it up like, oh my god, you're my
I
idol.
don't think I'll ever do that to people because I'm just.
It's kind of weird, I
people,
bet.
like,
Like,
they're people,
imagine
like,
you're just chilling with
yeah.
your friend and then someone comes up and is like, yo, damn slap. And you're like, yep,
That's me.
yep.
No. Yeah.
And then they're like, you
What?
What?
No, like we were in New York and then my friends were like super obsessed with Casey Neistat.
Oh,
Casey, bro, I love
Dude,
Casey.
and by that time I was like,
oh,
okay, like I'm not a fan, so and I told
love
my friends,
Casey.
I'm like, guys,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
love
go
him more
like
than
get
me, that's
Starbucks
fair.
across the street. You can wait in front of his office if you want,
Yeah.
but he's not gonna show up.
He's not.
The moment I walked away, he showed up, and you know what? Like out of all the people, he came up to me and he gave me his cap, and I was like, I was recording it. I was like,
What the fuck?
Fuck,
Casey, nice
that's
that.
so
I was
cool,
just
man.
there. I was like, yeah, I didn't like at that time. I wasn't even like a big of a fan. I was just like, yeah, I know this dude, but you know, like because of my friends wanted to stay, I was like, yeah, like I just wanted to get coffee, and then he comes out, and I was
he
like,
comes out with his fucking longboard or whatever hovering board
Like,
this
he
guy's
had-
on right
he had
now.
a hat, and then he had like candies inside, so he gave like candies to everyone, and then
Oh.
he gave me the hat, and I was like,
That's
Shit.
dope though. But like people like, you know, I hope everyone just remains humble that way.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, if you make it somewhere, you just you gotta remember that some people will look at you and be like, oh my god, it's Casey Neistat, you know?
Mhm.
If you're having a bad day, just look at him and be like, yeah, what up, man? It's Casey Neistat. It's me.
Mhm.
You know?
Especially when if you meet like a famous person.
Yeah.
Like, I have some friends who are vloggers and like in Bulgaria and have many.
Do you have any
followers.
TikTok celebrities?
No, I don't. I'm
I
not a
swear,
TikTok
like our
person.
generation is
I genuinely
detached from
don't.
TikTok.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
swear
yeah,
we
yeah.
are. Like 20-year-olds, I think
We don't
we're
fuck with
really far
TikTok,
with
right?
TikTok.
No,
I've never
we don't
downloaded it.
fuck.
I'm gonna say this on camera so that every TikToker gets salty, but I've never downloaded it. Never will.
Me
I
neither.
think Instagram provides me with the highlights of the TikTok world, so I'm happy with that.
Is the damn slap gonna be on TikTok?
No.
My friends send me TikToks and I watch them and they're so funny, but I wouldn't do it. Not because I think it's stupid or something. It's just
No, yeah,
I'm
we don't
not
think it's stupid. It's just kind
passionate
of weird.
about being on TikTok.
I mean,
But
I don't
it's
want to
fun,
dance on
like,
the
it's
street. I saw
fun.
these people dancing in front of my window. They're literally just dancing in front of my window, like to the camera, like, yeah, this is what it is. And I'm like, no, it's really not. Like, you're just, I don't know, it's kind of
No,
awkward.
don't be judgmental.
It's kind of weird. Like, they're just filming in front of my house, filming
They
these
can do
dance
whatever
moves.
they want.
They can,
bro.
as long as I'm not in the video, just, you know.
You're not in
sending-
the video. They're not recording you. You're not dancing, bro. You need to
I'm
dance.
not dancing, but like, I'm just in the background,
I
like,
have
fuck you
TikTok.
guys. Like,
I have a TikTok. No, but I'm not using it. Like,
plug, guys.
no,
Plug it up, editor.
No, I'm
What up?
gonna deactivate
We're gonna
it.
find it.
No,
We're
but
gonna
I think
find
it's
it.
No, like-
fun. Like you can be fun on TikTok.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've actually seen really funny TikToks.
Yes.
No, like
Like,
I
you laugh
have
so
videos
much,
that are
but-
pretty much like me like falling everywhere, but that was like something that I made.
No,
like,
that
film.
needs more context. You can't
Yeah.
get away with me falling everywhere.
No,
No,
it was like during quarantine. I was just going through my like camera roll, and then I just found those like awkward moments of my life, and then I just put them together. And but like it's like not that I'm like doing actual TikToks, you know.
Yeah.
And then I learned one TikTok dance, and until today, like everywhere I go, every single party, if they play Rockstar, I'm just gonna do it to annoy people, you know, like.
Oh shit.
That just like that one tiny dance is like less than 15 seconds. I'm just gonna annoy people and then.
Hell yeah. But you learned it by heart. Like you just sat down and you were like, I'm gonna.
Oh no, we were just like no, it was during quarantine. Me and my sister, we were just like look at TikToks and we found this dance. And my friend actually, she's a dancer and she did it. So I was like, okay, well, like might as well just do it as well. Yeah.
What's the dance? Do you want to show?
No.
Do you want to show us?
I'm gonna fuck the cup. Go.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I've
like
seen it,
that.
I've seen it.
Hey, hit us up. Koi, film this dance.
Come on, do it.
Film the dance.
Do it. You're a dancer. You're
This one?
You want to dance on camera?
Karin.
Do you have to stand
Like
up?
how do it?
No, you can sit down. You can literally do it there. I'm done.
I mean, yes, you can stand up. I mean, it's better, right? You're dancing. You're not sitting down, man. You're.
No, it's nice right now. Like if she hits it with the ooh. It's up to you.
Do
What do you feel more comfortable with?
No, it doesn't matter for me. I can stand it.
Okay.
Send
hit us
it,
with the
send it,
moves.
send it,
Just
send
send it.
Should we put the music on?
Yeah,
or-
yes.
We might get copyright.
Wait, you stand over there? Wait, over there? I'm gonna
Wait.
Yeah.
Rockstar, right?
Yeah.
Post Malone?
No.
Oh, the baby.
Yeah.
No, that's pop star. This is rockstar.
You can do that.
Can you see her?
I feel like I'm not a TikToker.
Let's
You
go.
are now. You are for a few minutes.
Let's end the podcast strong.
Those are actually fire moves.
High five. Great.
I am not gonna lie.
We might get copyright, but
Look. I can just say one thing. I don't give a fuck. This was fire. I love the moves. I'm gonna try recreate them and slide in some
I'm going
DMs.
to TikTok now. I'm going to my room.
Yeah?
It's gonna be.
That was fire, actually. I have to say, those moves were very. Did you sit down and you were like, I'm gonna move, like, I'm gonna learn these moves right now?
Well, it was just during quarantine. I was just like scrolling and I saw my friend doing it and I was like, this looks actually like doable. But then once I started learning, like I was just like trying to like memorize it and then I was like, okay, this is impossible. So I gave up like 5 times.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, and then I was like trying and I was like, okay, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't look like the same. And then at some point, the more you do it, like the more you like kind of get into it. And then it just happened.
Yeah.
I
I mean, dancing is just kind of like a
but
very.
like that's just like my way to annoy people at the party.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but
But it's not annoying.
no, it's not
Exactly.
annoying at
Actually,
all.
that's
It's
pretty
like
good.
If you party for like, let's say like a month with the same people, every week, and like.
yeah, okay,
And
okay.
then they're
You
like,
hit 'em up with
again,
the move.
Karen, again, and I'm like, yeah, wait, let me do one more time.
becomes repetitive.
Yeah, and they're
That's
like,
true.
every time we have a rule with my friend that she's like, yeah, when there's a party and Karen is there, no one's allowed to play Rockstar.
So you have a
They're
legacy.
dicks, man.
You
To
have
be
a
honest,
legacy,
they're
yeah.
dicks. I'm
Yeah.
gonna play Rockstar every
Hey,
time
Hey, but that
Karen
was
showed
lit.
up at
I
my
have to give
party.
it. If anyone wants to learn it, search it up on YouTube.
I whipped that out on the podcast, man. Risk copyright.
No. Look, we ain't. To be honest, I don't think Drake gives a fuck. Like,
It's not Drake,
if
bro.
whoever, man, I got it wrong one time, I'm gonna get it wrong again.
It's
I
the
don't care.
baby.
I don't
Learn
care,
your
man.
music.
Learn your
No.
music.
Music
you
can learn
you
me.
can just
Music
like
can
sing
learn
it,
me.
like you just record yourself singing
This
it.
ain't
And
no
then just,
guitar,
like,
this is in a Glock. Hey. Anyway, whatever. So, it has come to the end of the episode. I appreciate your presence here. I have to thank each and one of you for sharing your stories and letting us know that some other people have different experiences. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. I appreciate my cameraman. I appreciate
The camera's right there. If you want to show,
Yeah, if you want to tell something to the world that you think they don't know,
share,
my guest.
give a quote.
Can I
What's
just
the
say
answer?
something?
Yeah.
eat ass, skate fast. What? Sorry.
That was a good one. No, like life is just a ride and just live with no regrets.
Hey, that's pretty wise. That's pretty wise. Thank you guys for sticking through the entire episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been your host. They've been your guest. This guy has been your co-host.
Spread the
And
slap.
Spread the slap. Thank you guys. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Have a nice day.